This is Game Set Match Kentucky episode 49, recorded on Tuesday, August 5th, 2025, entitled Points for Puppets and for You. Hey everybody, it's time for another episode of Game Set Match Kentucky, where we talk about all things related to tennis in Kentucky, especially the Central Kentucky Tennis Series. My name is Chris Godby. I'm the chairman of the CKTS, where the lines are good and sandbagging is for golf. I'm in my home studio as always in Russell Springs. Chad Young is with me from Studio D in Bowling Green. Long time no see, my friend.
Well, I mean, it hasn't been that long. This is probably one of the quickest turnarounds for us to do a podcast, isn't it?
No, false.
Really?
It was July 5th, 12th. It's been not quite a month, but it's been.
I thought it was. I guess I was thinking it was more like 2 weeks. It's probably been close to 3, but it was before Danville, and we're going to talk about Danville, so we're pretty much on schedule.
We're not like late. No, we're okay. We're okay. And you know, there was another tournament that started after Danville. It hasn't finished yet. We're going to discuss that though coming up. So let me say what else is happening today on this edition of Game Set Match Kentucky. We're going to update everyone on the current CKTS point standings.
Ooh.
We will have a quick note about what happened with the Somerset tournament this past weekend. We'll preview your next directed tournament, Chad, the Kids on the Block Points for Puppets tournament. We'll have all this plus news and announcements and a whole lot more, as usual, that you never asked for. But first, let's talk about the Danville Open from just as Chad says, just a couple of weeks ago. It was on July 19th and 20th in Danville, Kentucky. And leading up to that tournament, you may recall, Chad, we had some text messages and phone calls about the weather. And the forecast was really bad for Saturday and Sunday. We didn't know what was going to happen, but the director, Teo Costello, ultimately decided he wanted to go for it and go ahead and try it. And it was a good thing that he did, because Saturday was completely clear all the way until 5 p.m. So that meant the bulk of the tournament was played, and then a major storm rolled through that washed out the rest of the evening and caused a late start in the morning. But apart from that, they got everything finished but a couple of matches that then got played later in the week. Did you think that this tournament was going to happen, or?
No, I'll be honest with you. My opinion was asked for, and I probably would have, based on the forecast that was available. We talked about, how difficult it is. One of the worst case scenarios is a total washout on Saturday and rescheduling everything for the following weekend. I've had that happen a couple of times. Mm-hmm. You're going to have a lot of people who aren't available. You do reopen your registration, and so you'll get a couple people, but you will not get the same numbers as you would have. You are, as a tournament director, you're doing all the work twice. You're doing all your entries twice. You're doing your draws twice. You're scheduling twice. I mean, it's the worst possible outcome. And so I was almost of the opinion that before they did the draws on Thursday, they could have gone ahead and canceled it. And then once you get the draw done, you kind of want to wait as late as you can. But even Friday night, it didn't look good. But it's not that uncommon. I mean, I'd say every high school coach in this state has been in a situation where you cancel a practice or you cancel a match because the forecast just looks terrible. And then 2 hours later, it's sunny and beautiful, and everybody's saying, why the heck didn't we play the match tonight?
That was his fear, Teo's fear, and he's a high school coach. That was his
fear, and so he made the right call. But that wasn't an easy call to make, because that forecast looked pretty rough. I mean, it was like 80%. Throughout the day.
It was pretty high. I don't remember specifically, but because it kept changing. But it was pretty significant chance of rain. There were other tennis events around the state that canceled their events in advance, thinking that it was going to be a complete wash. Now on Sunday, there was a bit of a late start, I think, and then they had some catching up to do from Saturday evening. They played the short sets in a lot of divisions, the 4-game sets. Mm-hmm. And most people were, pretty understanding about the situation. You will always, no matter what happens, you'll have a few disgruntled people, that things just weren't perfect. But Teo did the best that he could under the circumstances, and it ended up, we ended up having a completed tournament, and that was good. And we're gonna look at those results. If you're ready, Chad, if you have the juniors up, would you like to go first?
All right, so we start with boys 12 and under singles, and it was Brent Tuggle defeating Mason Hale 7-5 and 7-6.
In boys 14 and under singles, Roger Pierce defeated Sawyer Kurtz 6-3, Love 6, and 10-5 in the Super.
In boys 16 and under singles, it was Garrett Rouse defeating Jude Tabor. He won the first set, and then there was a retirement due to injury, and so Garrett Rouse wins 6-4 in the final.
It seems there were a few injuries that day, especially on Sunday. A lot of people had to play some extra that they didn't get to play on Saturday, and there was some some cramping and some issues like that. So I'm not sure if that was the case on this result, but this is a withdrawal for injury in boys 18 and under singles. Shepard Kurtz gets the title over Jacob King, injury withdrawal.
There was no girls 12s, so girls 14 and under singles saw Madeline Levy defeating Sloan Tuggle 6-2, 6-love.
In the girls 16 and under singles, Piper Harris from Somerset defeated Madeline Carlson 6-2, 6-2.
In girls 18 and under singles, it was Peyton Venters winning by a walkover over Kimberly Doherty due to an injury.
All right. Another one of those injury withdrawals. On the boys 18 and under doubles, the champions were Reese Spalding and Ace Osman. They defeated Leighton Thomas and Jude Tabor 4-1, 4-1.
In girls 18 doubles, it was Ella Morris and Hannah Chandler defeating Madison Gibson and Lilia Kimberlane.
And mixed 18 and under doubles was just a final. It was Evelyn Riley and Jack McCubbins defeating Ava Wise and Tanner Reed 6-3, 6-love.
In the adult division, in men's open singles, another walkover saw Skylar Lee defeat Nolan Parsons in the final.
In men's C singles, we had a round robin. And in first place was Jamison Roberts, who won both of his matches, followed by Stephen Parsons in second, Larry Kohler in third.
Men's B singles, Mason Young defeated Evan Brown 5-2 before retirement due to injury.
In men's 40 and over singles, we had another retirement in the final. I was actually there when this one happened. Gaku Mitsumatsu loses to Jackson Grover. The first set was 7-6, 7-4 tiebreaker, and then at 4-3 in the second, Mitsumatsu retires the match.
Women's open singles saw Sarah Dunn defeat Kimberlyn Doherty 6-3 and 6-love.
In women's B singles, we have another round robin here. Josephine Shapira wins both of her matches. In second place was Jennifer Watson, splitting her matches, and then Karis Cundiff in third.
In men's C doubles, we had Kenta Otani and Tomohiro Sano defeating Charles and James Roberts, or that's Jameson and James Roberts, 6-1 and 6-love.
We did skip over men's open doubles because it did not make for this tournament. I don't think that's ever happened before, but no men's open doubles. So men's B doubles, in the championship we have Gaku Mitsumatsu and Tomohiro Sano defeating Lee Jefferson and Gray Jefferson 6-love, 6-4.
In men's 40 and over doubles, it was a guy named Christopher Godby and Tim Perkins defeating Teo Costello and Greg Foley 6-3 and 6-2. First championship of the year for the Godby Perkins duo, right?
I'll take it one step further. That's my first title in doubles in 5 years.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you. Yes, I was very happy. And so what is next? Women's Open doubles, no draws. Women's B doubles.
No draws.
No, we have draws.
Oh, no, women's C doubles, no draws.
There is no women's C.
Okay, that's what I saw. I remember seeing
Yeah.
that and wondering if that was going to be offered or not. But
He set that up, but no, I don't know why he set that up. But he was just on a roll, I guess, and did it. But in women's B doubles, it was Alexis Hales and Emma Schneller getting the championship over Heather Wise and Amber Brown in a withdrawal. I don't know the circumstances there.
in mixed open doubles, it was Mason and Emma Young defeating Alexis Hales and Jackson Grover 6-4 and 6-2.
And finally, in mixed B doubles, in that final, it was Amber Brown and Evan Brown, the husband and wife team, defeating Heather Wise and Isaiah Litton 6-2, 6-2. And before we move ahead, let's hear from our sponsor, Vision Cabinet Source. Are you thinking about a home renovation or a new build? Start with the cabinets, because great spaces begin with great design, and there's no better place to start than Vision Cabinet Source in Campbellsville, Kentucky. Vision Cabinet Source delivers premium cabinetry backed by a 17-step finishing process, ensuring top-quality craftsmanship that looks beautiful and lasts for years. From kitchens to bathrooms to office spaces, their wide selection of styles and finishes means you'll find the perfect fit, whatever your vision. And it's not just for locals. They ship nationwide, so no matter where you are in the U.S., you can get high-quality cabinets delivered right to your door. Whether you're a homeowner, builder, or contractor, Vision Cabinet Source makes it easy to get the look you want at a price that makes sense. Visit visioncabinet.com or call 270-465-3222 to get started. That's Vision Cabinet Source, where your vision becomes reality. This would probably be a good time to wish the owner of Vision Cabinet Source a very happy birthday. Mr. Jason Ford, happy 60th birthday to you on Saturday, August 9th. Thank you for your support of this show.
Sure, absolutely. Happy birthday, Jason.
Don't look a day over 52.
40. Yeah, done.
40?
What qualifies for the 40 and over? We need to get him out there for the 40 and over. He needs to play one of the 40 and over tournament.
He does need to play. It's been a while. So, Jason, if you're listening, you need to get back out there on the court with us, all right? At long last, ladies and gentlemen, we have some point standings. These are on the CKTSTour.com website right now. And we're going to take a look at who is leading the divisions that we offer in the CKTS. If Chad would like to go first, we'll start with men's open singles.
Yeah, big reveal. So this is after 4 events. The Lake Cumberland Open results are not included in these. So this is right at the halfway point of the tour. In men's open singles, it's George Hopkins leading the way with 8 points. Nolan Parsons in second with 5.5.
In men's B singles right now, the leader is Mason Young with 10 points, followed by Evan Brown with 6.
Let's skip down to men's 40 singles, and this is a close one. Gaku Mitsumatsu leading the way with 13 points over Jackson Grover with 11. Right now, the difference really is that Gaku was able to play in the first tour event of the year. So that one's been pretty neck and neck. They've been champion final in the last 3 tournaments that are included in these standings.
Yeah, and look at the last 3 tournaments. It's a flip back and forth of who wins the title, who comes in runner-up. They've taken turns for 3 tournaments in a row there. So that's going to be interesting.
Well, but I think, if I'm not mistaken, Wade Stone won the first tournament, which was the Miller Park Classic in Campbellsville.
Yes.
Played at the USDA event and got hurt up in Lexington because he's on my team. And even though it's not included in standings, I think he won the Lake Cumberland Open. I think they got that one finished.
Spoiler alert. Yeah, that may be one of the divisions that they did finish some divisions on
that's
Saturday.
That's going to affect the standings. So it'll make an impact.
Okay. You skipped over men's C singles, so I'll get that one really quick. Giovanni Catalone is still the leader with 8 points, razor thin margin over Stephen Parsons, who has 7 currently.
So boys 18 and under singles will be next, and it's a close one. Reese Spalding leads the way with 6 points over Jack McCubbins, who is a half point back at 5.5. He's played in all 4 events, so that's keeping things close right now.
In boys 16 and under singles, Micah Goodwin has a 1.5 lead with 8 over Garrett Rouse with 6.5.
Boys 14 and under singles sees Roger Pierce leading the way by a clear margin over Sawyer
commanding
Kurtz.
Lead, yeah.
11.5 points for Pierce, and Kurtz is in second with 5.
And in boys 12 and under singles, Reed Kickert has a 3-point lead with 9 points over Brent Tuggle with 6.
Men's open doubles has Matt Smith leading the way with 6 points, and there's a host of people 2 points back of him with 4 points. So that one is still very much up in the air with 4 tournaments left.
Now, technically, right now, George Hopkins is in second place because he qualifies as playing by playing more than one event. But we've got a long way to go, so we'll see what happens there in men's open doubles. In men's B doubles, we have a tie at the top because these guys have been partners for the first 3 tournaments. Dan Duncan and Van Patterson each have 10 points, followed by 4 people that have 8.
Men's C doubles, Benjamin and James England, that's father and son, right? They are leading. They're leading the way with 11 points. They won 2 of the first 3 tournaments over Jameson and James Roberts. They're 3.5 points back at 7.5.
So 2 father-son teams in the first 4 positions on the board there.
Mm-hmm.
In men's 40 and over doubles, I currently have.
How about this one?
Yeah, I currently have the lead. Participation counts, so I've been to every tournament. I have the lead, and my partner is right behind me with 9 points. Why doesn't he have the same number of points? Because he couldn't play in the first tournament, so I substituted somebody else.
Yeah.
So
got an old wily veteran to join you in Don Humphreys, and you guys won Campbellsville, right? No, I take that back. You played with who?
I played with Philip Nunn in Campbellsville.
Okay. Don and Steve won it. Or no, Don and Bradley Sullivan won it.
Yeah, Steve couldn't play. He was in the 55s that weekend. So Don found a sub.
Don's nipping at your heels there a little bit, isn't he?
Don is state, section, and nationally ranked pretty high right now.
Yep.
In the over 40 age group.
Number 1 in Kentucky at the end of July. I know that.
Uh-huh. So. And when you're around, he makes you remember it too. So he is proud of it, and he should be. He should be, for sure.
Boys 18 and under doubles has Carter Bernard and Reese Spalding tied at 7. They have not played together. Both have won one event and been the runner-up in an event, and they lead Silas Colley by 1 point.
In women's open singles, we actually have 4 qualified players already, and the leader right now is Aaron Riney, And I believe she also played Somerset. I don't have that result handy. It may not be complete. But she has a 1 point lead over Sarah Dunn, 9-8, with 4 results left to go.
Women's B singles. We do not have anyone qualified.
Nope.
And maybe this is a good time to point out that we've made it much easier to qualify for the points title. There's no more, memberships to be purchased. Everybody is a member, but you have to play in 2 events to qualify for the points title. And we've got, about 4 ladies who could be the leader if they had played in a second event, because we have a 4-way tie with 4 points. Each of them has won one of the titles so far. So somebody needs to play a second one to qualify to be the leader.
So 11 women have played this division, but none of them have played it twice. Now, Somerset just happened, and I honestly don't know if any of them played it. And then we've already got some signups for the Puppets tournament. Mm-hmm. So we'll just see. Somebody's going to qualify to win this, and we'll see who it is. Maybe by the next time we have a podcast and go over points, we may have a leader then. In girls 18 and under singles, we have a tie at the top. Peyton Lemley and Peyton Venters each have 6 points.
In girls 16 and under singles, a similar. Well, we do have somebody who has qualified to lead, and so I guess am I seeing this correct that Lilia Kimberlane would be the leader with 3 points because she's played in 2 events.
That's correct.
There are 4 players who would have more points than her, but they're not eligible yet to use those points.
And I see at least one name above Lilia that I think played at Somerset, so I'm not going to declare that officially without looking at those brackets. But I think this is going to change for next time for sure. In girls 14 and under singles, Leela Owsley currently has the lead by 2 points over McKenna Clark, 7-5.
And in girls 12 singles, same situation. We've got Ina Liu leading the way with 4 points. There are 3 girls that have played in girls 12 singles. It was all in E-Town, so nobody is qualified for that division yet.
I'm going to back up to girls 14 and under singles just for a second because I didn't do it quite justice. There's a 3-way tie for second place, and I overlooked that just a moment ago because once it sorts by rank, then it sorts by alphabetical, and I just looked at the next name and didn't notice that there are 2 names below that next name that are also tied with them. So Leela Owsley is in the lead, but McKenna Clark, Sloan Tuggle, and Jocelyn Vargas, those 3 young ladies are all tied for second place right now with 5 points. So I wanted to make sure I mentioned that, and that was my mistake. Just like the women's B, just like the girls 12, women's open doubles, as of this printing, doesn't have a qualified leader yet because none of them have played 2 times. But as of Somerset this past weekend, I know that some of those have for sure. So we'll see how that changes as we look at this next time.
Women's B doubles, we have a bunch that have qualified, and we've got a pretty close race. Amber Brown and leads Heather Wise 6.5 to 5.5. Now, they've played together in 2 of the tournaments, but in the one tournament they didn't play, Heather, I believe, played with her daughter, and Amber played with Peyton Godsey and lost in the finals. So that's why she has a point lead in women's B doubles.
Interesting. In girls 18 and under doubles, Paisley Harris and Peyton Lemley are the leaders right now with 7 points each.
And in mixed open doubles, we've got a 3-way tie at the top. Abby Helm is leading the way on the women's side. And so I guess we have a 2-way tie for the men's side between Nathan McQuarrie and Mason Young. They both have 4.5 points, but there are one, two, three, 7 players with 4. So that race is really, really tight.
So I would say this Claire Riney would be in second place. So there's conditional formatting in this sheet that makes the leader turn red, but it doesn't account for gender here. So yes, those 3 individuals have the same number of points, but we're having to hunt a little bit to see who's in second place. And that's going to be in effect here when we look at mixed B doubles. You just see one person in red, Amber Brown. Her husband Evan hasn't played every one of them, but he is the male leader, and his name should also be red. If I had that conditional formatting set up right, his name would be red too. Something I'm still playing with there and learning about.
In mixed 18 and under doubles, same situation as before. We've got 4 players leading the way with 4 points. We would have two male and 2 female because they've won the tournaments where mixed 18 has made, but nobody's played a second event, so nobody's qualified at this point in time.
I'm going to back up just a little bit to mixed B doubles because I messed up again just by looking at the next name on the list and not really giving it a more thorough look. So the female leader is Amber Brown. There is a 2-way tie for the male leader. It's Evan Brown, Amber's husband, and Lucas Tuggle. They both have 6 points. Then Stacy Tuggle would be the second place female right now. So I just wanted to straighten that out. And then that is a look at our current point standings and try to keep those up to date as soon as we get some Somerset results by the end of this coming weekend. So with that, and before we preview our next tournament, let's briefly talk about the one that just happened, or it's actually still happening. The Alton Blakely Lake Cumberland Open in Somerset started out strong this past Saturday morning, and they played a full day that Saturday. Beautiful, mild temperatures, a little bit of overcast for part of the day. It was great. But rainy weather did roll in after they started on Sunday morning. They actually thought they were going to be able to play for a while, so they had everybody that was up next get there at 8 o'clock. And they got started with some semifinals and finals, and then the rains came. And they were looking at like 3 different models on 3 different forecasts and radars, and they basically concluded, and they did end up making the right decision, to halt play for the day because once it got started, it hammered rain pretty much all day until very late afternoon. And they did not want to make people wait around in Somerset all day long, to hear whether or not they were going to get to play. So they just decided to end it for the day. And as always, when this happens, the plan is the following Saturday is when the matches are going to resume, unless by mutual arrangement, some opponents will agree to meet up earlier than that, maybe a Monday night, Tuesday afternoon, Wednesday, to play their matches. We allow that, and so there have been some of those arrangements. I haven't heard any of those results yet, but the rest of it's going to be played next Saturday morning, probably at Somerset High School and possibly Pulaski County High School as well. So that's what's happening. There's about 20-plus matches left.
Yeah, and let me just say, you said it was the plan. It's also stated in the registration form. So, for instance, and this is important because what they're dealing with in Somerset is you'll have people that say, well, I could play on Wednesday, but I can't play on Wednesday. Right. And so you said mutual consent. So from a tournament director's perspective, we go by what it says in the registration. And so for the Puppets tournament, it says, in case of bad weather, any incomplete matches that cannot be mutually arranged and completed during the week will be played on Saturday, August 23rd. So it's always the Saturday following the tournament at 9 a.m. And if you sign up, you're signing up saying, I can play next Saturday as well at 9 a.m. if there's inclement weather. And if you can't, then the decision is that you'll be defaulted.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I could not have explained that any better. You were reading some of that straight off the website, and
Pretty much. That's right.
It's the fine print, and it's not even fine. It's in bold letters. So,
now, it probably often gets skipped over.
Oh yeah,
but
I'm sure
it's
it
there.
does. Nobody reads anything,
It's
but
there.
yeah.
There's a lot of things that people should read there. I mean, the Komen tiebreaker is mentioned there.
Yep.
Short sets is mentioned there.
Yep.
How early you should arrive to your match is there. So anyway, all that stuff needs to be looked at because it's there for a reason.
Yeah. Yeah. And 95% of the time, everything's okay.
Yep.
And people are responsible and understand. So, well, it's time for another tournament, and you've already gotten some registrations. I know. There's only 3 tournaments left, and it's been a good 2025 season. It's been a quick season already, but entries are now open for our 6th tournament. It's the triumphant return of the Kids on the Block Points for Puppets tournament, the tournament with the longest name in the history of tournaments. Chad, you're the director of this tournament, past and present.
It's not even the full the actual title is Parker
give
Lord
us the full title with the sponsors. Go ahead.
Parker Lord and Foundation Solutions Group present Kids on the Block Points for Puppets. So that's the full name.
So when the awards come out, it's going to be like to be continued on next trophy. And then the tournament name is printed on the front and continued on the back. So tell us a little bit about what to expect at this event. Maybe tell us why Puppets is back on the tour.
Well, Puppets wanted to be back on the tour. I've run a CKTS tournament for 15 years, I think. And I used to run 2. I gave one of them up a couple years ago. And the one that I run in June used to be a Puppets tournament. And because the Cassidy Memorial Scholarship and Sidney Cassidy's impact on our program, it just made a whole lot of sense for us to make that tournament about raising money for our program and also for her scholarship. So I had to tell the Puppets that I just wasn't going to be able to do a tournament with them on the tour. Well, when then this other Bowling Green tournament became available again, I reached out and they were more than interested in being back on the tour. So Kids on the Block is the nonprofit that this raises money for. They are a puppet troupe that travels across the state, offering educational programs to kids in schools about everything from disabilities to depression, suicide, bullying. It's an organization that's been around for a couple decades here in Bowling Green, where they've really found that kids respond well to the puppets and will listen to some tough topics. And it's easier when it's coming in a puppet show as opposed to, say, from a teacher or a counselor or whomever. And so we'll have some puppets at both sites.
Yes.
And so, yeah, that's always seems to be a fun thing when we have the puppets out there. And so, yeah, we're looking forward to it.
Well, folks, you don't want to miss this tournament. So be sure and register before that entry window closes.
A little bit different, I would say, than the tournament that we have in June, which is played at South Warren and Buchanan. We wanted to show off another great facility we have in town, and so we'll do this one at Kariakis and also here at Buchanan Park with the indoor courts available as a backup. But Kariakis is really one of the better facilities in the state.
I like it.
We still want to use it if we can.
I love those courts for some reason. I really do. Are there 10 courts there that you use?
Eight.
Okay.
And there's a rumor we could get 4 more, but right now there's 8.
Ooh, That's interesting.
There's two up front, but I don't think that we don't usually use them. They're not in the best shape. Plus, we always try to keep two open for the public. But there are technically 10 courts at Kariakis, but we usually only use 8.
So they're maybe going to build some more. Is that scoop or scuttlebutt?
That's what I've heard.
Okay. Well, Game Set Match Kentucky is proud to partner with the Tunnel to Towers Foundation. For only $11 a month, you can help provide homes for veterans and first responders in need.
Hello, I'm Major Jonathan Turnbull, United States Army retired. The Tunnel to Towers Foundation built me a smart home. They gave me hope, a way to be independent in my own place, but I don't have to do it alone. I am asking you to donate $11 a month so that T2T can help others that were injured while protecting our great country. Please visit t2t.org or call 1-844-BRAVEST.
Did you know that you can support tennis by playing golf? You can if you register for the Raise a Racket Golf Scramble. Originally scheduled for this month, the event has been moved to October 27th. An early registration discount is available until September 21st. Sponsorship packages are available and also due by September 21st. Full details on registration and sponsorship are available at raisearacketgolfscramble.com. This event supports the Raise a Racket Foundation, a very worthy cause. I'll speak a little bit to Raise a Racket. I was up at the Lexington Open last week. We had a USDA board meeting along with a Raise a Racket board meeting. And, for folks who don't know, Raise a Racket is basically a foundation that gives money to kids around the state for a variety of uses, tennis uses, whether it be lessons, whether it be camp attendance, whether it be travel costs for juniors who are traveling to play in some national tournaments. That's what Raise a Racket is for. There are some that are need-based. Some receive money, based on need. Some receive money based on, state, national rankings, and so on and so forth. Raise a Racket can get involved with helping improve facilities. They can get involved with helping school teams or after school programs. So it's something that I don't think is used enough. I don't know that everybody knows about what Raise a Racket can do. If you ever have a need, I would definitely reach out to Amy Sheehan. She's she's on the USDA Kentucky staff that oversees Raise a Racket, and she could help you through the process.
We are raising awareness of Raise a Racket.
That's right.
Yeah, and I think they, the golf tournament was originally scheduled for mid-August, and they decided to move it later. I think they thought they would get more participants if they moved it away from like the hottest month of the year, and had it in the fall, in late October, and so I hope they have a great turnout. Registration is open, early bird registration is open, and sponsorship packages are available for those that want to give to Raise a Racket and support this tournament. And for more details on everything that's happening with USTA Kentucky, visit them at ustaky.com, or they're on Facebook and Instagram. If you'd like for us to promote your local level tennis events right here on an upcoming episode of this show, you can email us the information to info@gamesetmatchky.com, or if you've got my phone number, just call me or text me, which is what most people do. So we've got the Kids on the Block Points for Puppets tournament coming up on August 16th and 17th in Bowling Green. The entries just opened yesterday, Monday, August 4th. The deadline is Tuesday, August 12th at 6 p.m. Central Daylight Time. You can visit ckTStour.com to register and to see our complete tournament schedule. You can also follow the CKTS on Facebook, Instagram, and X at CKTS Tour. Our tournaments are USTA sanctioned for juniors and adults at level 6, and our results are picked up by UTR. Chad, this would be a good opportunity. Speaking of tournaments, if you had any announcements you'd like to make on behalf of Soki Tennis.
Yeah, you mentioned sanctioned, at level 6 for adults. And you also mentioned earlier about Don Humphreys being the number one 40 and over player in Kentucky.
Go
and that's
Don.
because he's played tournaments, and he has accumulated points. The further you go in a tournament, the more points you get, and the higher the level, the more points that are available. So I have a level 4 coming up in September. There's only 2 level 4 tournaments for adults in Kentucky this year. There's one that's going to be at the Boat Club. That is coming up on the 22nd, 23rd, 24th of this month. You can register for that on the USTA website. And then the Bowling Green Open will be in September, the 26th through the 28th. Last year, we did all age group stuff, so 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. This year, we're trying to, maybe, widen the appeal. So we've added some level divisions, similar to what we have with the CKTS. So we have a 3-0 men's, 3-5 men's, 4-0 men's. It's all 18 and over. Everything is for adults. So we have some level divisions in addition to the age group. So we have open, we have 4-0, 3-5, 3-0 for men and women, singles and doubles, and then we have age divisions that start at 30 and go all the way up to 80. So that'll be a fun tournament. That'll be here at Buchanan Park, and we'll use South Warren as well if we need to. But looking forward to that event. You can register for that right now. And then we've got a Fall Drop Shots League that starts later this month, August 26th. This is on Tuesday nights at Kariakis Park. It's $50 for the whole session. So you can go to SokiTennis.net to sign up for Drop Shots. Drop Shots, I'm sure folks have heard about. It's basically you just sign up, you show up as many times as you can, and they'll try to find. It's a social league, and so you'll hopefully play with different people and get to know people and develop some friendships, and could find some more folks to play tennis with.
And then go have food and drinks after, right?
That's right. And then we always go out for some food and drink afterwards at one of our sponsors. 440 Maine has been our sponsor for the last 2 sessions, I believe. And so I believe we have some new sponsors. I don't know for sure who those are. Looks like 440 Maine is still listed as a sponsor, and I think they're trying to find another place to get on board as well.
Well, to learn more about all the busy slate of activities they've got going on at Soki Tennis, you can go to SokiTennis.net or visit their Facebook page at facebook.com/Soki Tennis. And that's going to serve out another episode of Game Set Match Kentucky. Thanks again to everybody that's watching on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, or listening. Actually, it's not working on Instagram. I should say with this new software I'm using, I'm not able to connect. It's supposed to work, but I'm doing something wrong. I'll fix it. So it'll be on Instagram at some point if somebody wants to watch it that way. But for goodness sakes, it's on YouTube. And you can subscribe with any podcast app on your mobile device. And while you're in that app, you can give us a 5-star rating and leave us a short review. Our website is GameSetMatchKY.com for all things about this show. And you can follow this show on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and X at GameSetMatchKY. Chad Young is on X at Chad Young Tennis. And I am on X at Chris Godby. We'd like to say thanks again to our sponsor, Vision Cabinet Source. And if you would like to advertise on this program, reach out to info@GameSetMatchKY.com to start that conversation. Once again, happy birthday to Jason Ford. And as we said earlier, we hope to see you back on the court again soon. And here we go. Yeah, that's our cue, as always. Hawkeye says we are out. Yep, every time. Well, until next time, I'm Chris Godby with Chad Young. And I think it's been a while. You don't think it's been a while. It's good to see you, however long it's been. So you hang tight over there, and I will see you at the Puppets. And this has been Game, Set, Match Kentucky.